What goes up must come down, right? For us, on this trip, we have reached as far as we are going, and it is time now to turn around and head back south. We have just over a month to get back to Brisbane and the Gold Coast. At the Gold Coast, CathayOz will be hauled out of the water. We have a lot of work that is to be done to the boat. There are some things that we wanted to see on the way up that we didn't get to because the other priorities, so we hope to catch up with those on the way down. This week, we will cover a lot more distance than usual, so it will be a fast ride. Jump aboard and let's get going. We often start passages at first light or sunrise. That means that we frequently have amazing privilege of being witness to the creation of a new day. Each one is different. Today, the sunrise is soft and muted. Other times, colors tear through the sky like laser beams, reaching out forever. With the fresh breeze on my cheek, I watch the show and quietly sip my coffee.
The southeast trade wind blows ceaselessly up the coast all winter. Then, around early October, it turns around and blows from the north. Remarkably, we have picked up that northerly wind on the very day that we leave Lizard Island. Today we're heading for Cooktown, and it's about 50 miles south-southwest, so we have a nice, easy run. Cooktown is a genuine frontier town. There are no more town-sized settlements north of here on the east coast for 500 nautical miles all the way to Cape York at the top of Australia. Cape York is 289,000 square kilometres in size. That's about the same size as New Zealand or Ecuador. The population is 7,500. It is a very remote and sparsely populated place. Cooktown rests at the entrance to the Endeavour River. So called because this is where Cook's ship the Endeavour was careened and repaired after its near disastrous bilging on the reef.
In the 1870s, gold was discovered in the area, and the population exploded to 30,000. I am interested to learn that over 30,000 Chinese people passed through here in search of gold, and they played an important part in the development of the area. In fact, the Qing Emperor sent a delegation of the commissioners to Cooktown in 1887 to assess the social conditions for 3,000 Chinese people permanently living here, and even established a consulate.
The town is now much more modest, with a permanent population of around 3,000. It is an important tourist and supplies stop for the large numbers of camping, caravanning and cruising adventurers who are looking to explore the largely uninhabited far north.
Leaving Cooktown and its rich history, we hooked up our first fish for a while. At first, the captain thought it was a mahi-mahi and was very excited. It turned out to be a Spanish mackerel. I've never had this before, but they are wonderful to eat.
We are now rushing south. We touched at the resort town of Port Douglas and then spent a night at Vlasov Cay. This tiny sand island is about 100 metres long at low tide and it has no plant growth at all. It's really like one of those deserted islands cartoons, but without the lone palm tree.
For me, this is amazing. I never knew that there were islands that have nothing on them, just sand. Floating in the warm Pacific Ocean next to a desert island seems so unreal.
drifting out to sea.
You're facing to the sea? Our goal now was Great Barrier Reef. Apart from being an amazing reef to die on, it is also the location of the Museum of Underwater Art. The tide was a little high for us visit, so we didn't get fully down to the gallery, which is at about 60 meters and a little too deep for us.
We did spend some quality time snorkeling around the reef, and frankly it was the best we had on our trip. The water was totally clear, the fish were totally abundant, and the colours were totally outrageous.
Flying further south, we make a quick stop in the Whitsundays. There is a place there called Manta Bay, where you can feed fish. I love feeding fish almost as much as I love eating fish.
Piranha. You can touch them. Swooped on it. Lots more backfish now.
No more. Sometimes on the ocean, the surface is calm and smooth. A light wind pushes us along, and the sun warms up. On days like these, you just have to chill.
That same day, we stopped to anchor for the night at the Duke Islands. At 5 a.m, nature showed the other side of her personality. A violent lightning storm passed over us, and all we could do was wait and hope that nothing hit us. Straight after that, the hail came. Huge hail. It cracked on the deck and hit the water like depth charges.
The storm passes as quickly as it came, and we made our way on to Yapon. This lovely seaside town is the mainland link to the Great Barrier Island, which we saw on the way up. We visit the markets and the cafes and really love the laid-back feel of the town.
Yeppoon is also the gateway to the inland city of Rockhampton. Rockhampton is a regional city of 80,000 people. The city was founded in 1855 by graziers, and still to this day the main activity is beef cattle. At one time, Rockhampton was to be the capital of a new state called North Queensland, but that state never happened.
I love the wonderful buildings in the city. This style of colonial architecture is very beautiful. I was sad to learn though that this area was very troubled in its early days, and many indigenous people were killed by settlers. There is also a lovely zone in Rockhampton. I love zones, and this one had such a country feel to it.
We keep moving. This time we take the route to Gladstone that's inside Curtis Island. It's called the Narrows. For 1 mile of its length, the channel dries out to 1.9 metres above sea level at low tide. Vehicles, cattle and whatever else crossing the island to the mainland. It is just possible for a yacht to pass through at high tide, but you have to be quick.
Our last stop before pushing hard to Brisbane will be Bundaberg. We stopped here on the way up the coast, but did not explore the city. This time, we take a couple of days to check out the rum factory, buy some cases of the famous soft drinks made here, and also tour the beautiful botanic gardens.
Well, that was a zippy little trip. Nearly 1,000 miles in less than 15 minutes.
The reality is that a lot more happened than what we have shown here.
Yeah.
We have made many mistakes, and quite a few things have broken on the boat.
By the time we leave Bundaberg, it's a matter of what's still working rather than what isn't. But that was the purpose of this trip after all.
We have put the boat and ourselves to the test of seeing if we are suited to cruising as a way of life. I'm happy to say that even though we have had some scary times, we are still loving it.
Yeah, and our aim now is to get the boat to the boatworks, so it can be taken out of the water for regular maintenance. And we also have a lot of new equipment that is going to be installed.
Again, we have to apologize for being so late with this video. We are not professionals, and lately we have been sailing in places where the next internet coverage is a week away. We will eventually get on top of this, but in the meantime, we struggle a bit to get new episodes out every week. We should be able to complete this series in order and then get ready for our new series, Sailing CathayOz Around the World.
See you next time.
See you next time. Bye.